On November 19th, 2025, Old School RuneScape has released Sailing, its first brand new skill since its reinception in 2013. And with it, the seas have come alive. Set sail with me on a brand new journey as we find out all the skill has to offer on a brand new sailing-based chunk-locked account. Welcome aboard to Portlock. Welcome. As mentioned in the intro, this is Portlock. Brand new sailing-based hardcore Iron Man chunk-locked account. Now, I'm very liable to die to something incredibly stupid, so I don't know how long the hardcore status will stay exactly. But we're definitely starting out that way. For anyone who isn't familiar with chunk-locked accounts, the world of Old School RuneScape is split up into 64x64 tile chunks. These chunks exist for various game development reasons, but chunk-locked accounts use them to play the game differently. Chunk-locked accounts restrict themselves to only accessing certain chunks. They then must use whatever is available to them within those chunks to complete various different tasks. Once they complete these tasks, they can randomly roll from any available chunks for new ones to gain access to. Now, this isn't an extreme or supreme one-chunk account. However, I will be taking some inspiration from them. In general, my goal is just to have fun with this, so if there are tasks that I don't think are fun, I'm not going to do them. But generally speaking, the tasks that I have to do include obtaining all drops, killing at least one of every monster, obtaining all best in slot gear, achieving the highest skilling requirements within a chunk, although not including skill capes, process all skilling materials into their lowest level. For instance, if I had access to rune bars, I would need to smith a rune dagger, not a rune plate body, unless of course it were for a best in slot item or was needed for some other reason. I must complete all quests, as much as I can, and there are probably a few other things that I'm missing in there. Now, since this is a sailing specific chunk lock account, and sailing is brand new, there are a couple of things in particular to point out with that. For sailing, I must obtain all ships, recruit all available crew, build the highest level facilities that I can, and complete at least one of each highest level port task that I can. We'll start having completed the Pandemonium Quest, the quest that introduces you to sailing and unlocks the skill, and the chunks we'll start with are the Pandemonium itself, as well as a few extra chunks within that area that are more or less necessary for sailing. But with that all out of the way, let's just jump into it. Look at this never-before-seen milestone. Level 1 Sailing. Sailing has officially been released, and we are ready to start our journey on the high seas. So, first things first, we need to actually complete the Pandemonium Quest. To do this, we talked to Will and Anne at the Port Sarum dock, and they decide that they want to hire us aboard their ship. Of course, hire us means more that they're going to make us do all the work, but we eventually board their ship. This is where I realized that the region lock plugin doesn't currently work with sailing, so you may see gray outlines on other chunk-locked accounts. We'll not be able to do that on this one, at least for the time being. Anyways, I eventually figured out what was going on, got it working, and was able to finally set sail with them. They taught me how to sail a ship as they were having me navigate to a shipwreck that they had a map for. We eventually reached the shipwreck. Of course, they had me salvage the shipwreck myself, and I was able to pull up a fancy medallion and a golden cup. They promptly took the medallion from me and tossed me overboard. I eventually woke up on the Pandemonium, a sort of port island to the south of Port Sarum and the east of Karamja, where I spoke to Steve, the bartender. Steve told me this was a port welcome to all, as long as you don't cause problems for your fellow patrons. Anne and Will, of course, caused problems for their fellow patrons, so they were no longer welcome here. Apparently, Anne and Will had stolen a map for a shipwreck from a pirate named Ribs. This vessel was apparently cursed, and upon taking the medallion from the vessel, they released the curse. Of course, who knows if that curse is real? I just want to get back at them. Steve told me that I should wait around for Old Grog, a pirate who would have more information on those two. And in the meantime, I should prepare my vessel. Of course, I don't have any vessel, so he sent me to Junior Jim, who graciously traded me a raft for a cup that I had found in the shipwreck. Now, unfortunately, the cup wasn't quite enough to pay for everything, and so after giving me the raft, teaching me how to customize it, and build facilities at the shipyard, he had me go on a trip back to Port Sarum to grab some cargo and bring it back to the Pandemonium for him. That's all paid, I returned to Steve to find Old Grog there, who informs me that he's going after the bounty on Will and Anne's heads. He's willing to let me help, except I don't have enough experience at the moment, but he would keep Steve updated with any future information he finds. Now, quest complete, let's actually start exploring the chunks that we have available to us. We start our adventure at Pandemonium proper. I've already had a look around, but I'll show you everything that I found. First of all, this is the bar. This adventurer, Ada, she is a crew member that you can get. I go around here. We have Henderson, who trades fishing supplies, which will be useful for fishing. Over this way, we have a Tortugan named Keba. Hopefully we'll get to that quest at some point. We have a cooking pot, number of red crabs. I can't build traps here. I need 10 construction and I think 15 hunter. 21 hunter. So I'll probably start lamping hunter and attempt to get these crabs, but no promises if that'll work. Over this way, we have a fishing spot, which is a net and bait fishing spot. We've got bank crab, access to my bank. In here, a couple of interesting things. Let's see, we have McAtlas, Charles McAtlas, who teaches you about charting the seas, various mining ores, tin, copper, iron, and lead. None of which I can do anything with because I don't have access to a pickaxe, nor a furnace. But there are also giant rats here, giant spiders, and deadly red spiders up here with their spider eggs. There's also this chest. I can't open it and have no idea what to do with it. And if I head back out... Oh. Actually, I forgot something. So there's a rope spawn right here, which will be useful. There's also an iron or a bronze mace spawn back there. Let's not die here. But I've already picked up, along with the rope, and a spyglass from McAtlas. Hold on here and let me explain about charting. Charting is a sailing mechanic in which you go around recording information about different things in your logbook from the oceans and on land. There are two different kinds of charting. There's charting small objects and there's charting large objects. Small objects you simply just walk up to or sail up to and click on, and you'll write them down in your log. Larger objects, however, you'll see these glowing circles on the ground and you have to use your spyglass when standing or sailing with Ep.1. These will grant you some amount of sailing experience, and McAtlas has promised to give certain rewards for completing various milestones within charting. We can head to the other side of the port. And this is where most of the sailing stuff happens. This guy you can manage your crew at. Of course, I'm not a high enough level to have a crew, so I can't do that yet. We'll get back to Junior Gym. But over here, we have the port master, the notice board, where you can pick up port tasks, the salvaging station. And out here, in addition to having this chunk unlocked, we also have that chunk unlocked, because we need it to... This port basically dumps you into that chunk, so we kind of need it for that. We also have a number of traders over here that have their standard trade available, which will definitely be useful. Anyways, Junior Gym allows us to do stuff with boats. So we can buy a boat from him. We can buy a couple of boats from him. A skiff at level 15 for 15,000 coins. And a sloop at level 50 for 200,000 coins. You will also, if we go to customize boat, I have the Black Crow. Currently it's just a raft. I can hit customize, and he will bring us to the shipyard. This is the third chunk that we have unlocked, and there are a number of things here, including oak trees, maple trees, and even yew trees. There's a bucket of saws, or crate of saws, crate of hammers. You can talk to Shipwright Seb to get bronze nails, bolts of cloth, iron nails, swamp paste, and repair kits. And of course there's a petable dog. Oh, you can play fetch with them. Wait, no, you won't. I wanted to play fetch. Play fetch. Ah, such a good boy. Will he bring it back to me? No. Who just grabs it? Number of cats as well for getting rid of mice. Interestingly enough, there's also an anvil here, which will also come in handy. But despite this being very disconnected from our chunks over here, we don't actually have the ability to manually travel between the two. We just get teleported here. Now, turning off the region lock plugin, I can actually see my boat now. This is my boat. This is what I have available to me. It's just the most basic of basics of rafts. We've modified the cargo bay, and there are a number of things in here that I can replace it with. Some of which I'll have access to, others of which I will not. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Now, as mentioned I think a few times now, I can't actually use the region lock gray out. So I will need to be careful not to go outside of my chunk boundaries. But I can navigate the helm, set the sails, and go out this way. I believe that tutorial island, I can't go past that. And I also can't go anywhere inland there. There are a number of small shipwrecks out here that I do have access to. I believe we're just past this icon would be my chunk boundary. Did I go over it? No, I'm a little ways away from that, so I can't really go much past. Let's see, if I turn this on for a second. Yeah, I am right around here, and the chunk boundary is right there, so I don't have access to this shipwreck, though I do have access to that one, that one, that one. Don't have access to anything over there. Turning that back on. Those are my chunks. I don't believe there's anything over here. I suppose it doesn't hurt to check. Oh, there's a... Oh wait, no. Yeah, can't do anything with that. Let's stop the ship. I don't know... Okay, I can go to the edge of this set of islands. But that's about it. I don't think any of these rocks are anything. It does look like there are bull sharks there that I may have access to. Let's see. Well, it looks like if I have a cannon, I might be able to attack these bull sharks. Though it looks like they're not actually in my chunk. I don't think they will be required. So, now that we've explored our chunks, you're probably wondering what exactly our chunk tasks are. As it stands right now, there are only a couple of things. First of all, we need to get a couple of best-in-slot items. The Tyrus Helm from the Charter Ship Traders, which requires a defense level of 5, plus a bronze mace, which we can pick up from the item spawn in McAtlas's cave. Within that cave as well, we will need to defeat a giant rat, a giant spider, and a deadly red spider. And then, among other things, we will need to receive a 1 in 128 beginner clue scroll drop. As far as skilling tasks go, we do have access to somebody who trades fishing supplies, plus a small net and bait fishing spot. This means that we will need to get up to fishing level 15 to catch anchovies. Additionally, the person who sells fishing supplies also sells raw bass, so we will need to get up to a cooking level of 43. Now, for actual sailing requirements, we will be required to get up to 55 sailing. This is so that we can recruit Adventure Ada to our crew, as well as 200,000 coins to purchase a sloop, which is the highest level boat. The only way that we're able to train sailing at the moment is by sailing back and forth hoping to catch the wind to be able to trim the sails, for a very small amount of sailing experience. Now, in all honesty, this is pretty disappointing. But, after doing some research, there's an alternative that I think I'm going to do. You see, within these chunks are salvaging spots. Those salvaging spots give an abundance of great resources, as well as much better sailing experience. Unfortunately, in order to be able to utilize them, you need to install a salvaging hook on your boat. A bronze salvaging hook requires bronze nails, which I can purchase, rope, which I also have access to, as well as planks and bronze bars. Now, the planks and bronze bars I can technically get within these chunks. Unfortunately, they're locked behind the salvaging. So instead, what I'm going to do is I will exit my chunks, retrieve a handful of planks and bronze bars, and then return here to build a salvaging hook once I am able to. I will also throw out the first 6 bronze bars and 4 planks that I get from salvage, just to keep it even. But additionally, while I'm outside of my chunks, I will purchase a house so that I can unlock construction, which is required for most of the ship facilities. So with all that being said, what are our new chunk tasks? As mentioned, the salvaging drop table has access to bronze and iron bars, as well as access to steel bars, but that's at a ridiculously low rate, so I won't be including those for skilling. But because of the bronze and iron bars, and an anvil on the shipyard, this gives us access to many, many more things. So I hope you're ready for some rapid-fire tasks. For best in slot, we will still need the Tyrus helm with 5 defense, but we'll also need a complete set of iron armor. We will still need to get the 15 fishing to catch anchovies, the 43 cooking to cook bass. But now we will also need 33 smithing to smith an iron plate body. Because we have access to smithing, that means we also have access to an axe, which means we will need to get 60 wood cutting, 60 fletching, and 60 fire making to process yew trees. We will still need to kill a giant rat, a giant spider, and a deadly red spider in McAtlas's cave, as well as get a 1 in 128 beginner clue scroll drop. For sailing now, at 15 sailing, we can purchase a skiff, which is also the point that we will have access to a bronze salvaging hook to give us access to salvaging in the first place. But we'll also need to get 50 sailing and 200,000 coins to purchase a sloop, and 55 sailing to be able to recruit adventurer Ada. For salvaging itself, there are a couple of rare drops to point out among all of the other ones. Now, since sailing is brand new, we don't have the exact drop rates, but according to the wiki, at about a 1 in 700 drop, we need a boat bottle. About a 1 in 1650 drop, we need a steel bar. At about a 1 in 2250 drop, we'll need a sailor's amulet. And in about a 1 in 4250 drop, we'll need a rusty locket. Finally, there are now a handful of facilities that we will have access to building. And that would be the oak cargo hold, which requires 18 sailing and 11 construction, the iron salvaging hook, which requires 21 sailing and 9 construction, and an iron cannon, which requires 35 sailing and 28 construction. Now, the chunk picker plugin that most Onechunk accounts use has unfortunately not been updated for sailing, which isn't surprising. This is a very large update. So all of these tasks I've put together myself. If you notice anything that might be missing from it, by all means let me know and I'll add it. But otherwise, we can finally get started. Alright, let's actually get started now. First thing I want to do is let's get that fishing requirement out of the way. For the skiff, we're going to need quite a bit of money, and then we're also going to need a bit more money for getting the items for the salvaging hook, as well as purchasing a house. So Henderson over here sells various things. Value this 5 coins. We need to make 5 coins. What is this? I can sell. This is everything that I have on me. I can sell, oh, actually, I can drop off a couple of these things, right? My cargo hold. Deposit these in my cargo hold. Oh. I have a couple of repair kits in there. Anyways, if I go here, I should be able to sell to them. That's 2 coins, 2 coins, 0 coins, and... Oh, perfect. You know what? 5 coins. That's exactly what I needed to buy a fishing net. And then being able to sell fish, I think, should allow me to make more money pretty easily. Was 5? Oh yeah, it was 5 coins. Awesome. And now, the fish. Small net fishing spot. Wow, this is a lot slower than I remember. There we go. Finally some fishing XP. Not much, but it's a start. And then there's a bank crab right here, and there's also a cooking pot right over there. So once we have a full inventory, we can cook it, and then bank it, and just continue. So sardines at level 5. Herrings at level 10. Yeah, it looks like sardines heal 1 more hit point. So at level 5, I'll probably switch over to trying to bait this. Of course, we need fishing bait, which Henderson sells, but it means we need to buy it still. Money's a little tight right now. That's level 2 fishing. That's our first non-sailing level. Now, we are level 6 sailing we got to level 5 from the quest, and then sailing around a bit outside of that got us to level 6. Level 3 fishing. Alright, we got our first full inventory of shrimp here. Time to cook it. Level 2 cooking. Right away, 1 shrimp. Level 3 cooking. Level 4 cooking. Level 5 cooking. Man, these cooking levels go by real quick. I don't think we're gonna have much of a problem getting to 43 cooking. Level 6 cooking. Looks like level 6 cooking is where we end with that inventory. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, got sawmill coupons for wooden planks from completing the Pandemonium Quest. Of course, we're nowhere near a sawmill, so I don't know if we're ever going to be able to use those. But that's kind of cool that they added coupons for specific kinds of planks. Anyways, back to fishing. Well, level 4 fishing. Level 5 fishing. I don't exactly know if we have enough of anything to be able to purchase a decent amount of bait. I would want to get a bait pack that's 300 coins, and a fishing rod is 5, so I need 305 coins. For some reason, I doubt I'll be able to make enough. That's 3 each. Yeah, going to have to stick with shrimp for a little while longer. And level 6 fishing. Level 7 cooking. Level 8 cooking. Level 9 cooking. Level 7 fishing. Oh boy, a random event. What is this one? Oh. I was hoping for any of the other ones. Or land. Is this worth anything at least? No. Level 10 cooking. Level 11 cooking. Level 8 fishing. Level 9 fishing. Level 12 cooking. Level 13 cooking. Level 10 fishing. Alright, so since I need... I would like to start fishing, especially because I have herring now. I'd like to start fishing with a pole and bait. Unfortunately, well, I'm gonna try sell 5. I still get 15. Still 30. These not go down in value? 42, there we go. Okay. Looks like I can get almost 80 gold per inventory of shrimp. That is, you know what? I can buy individual bait, right? It's 300 for 100, so there isn't really any price difference. So I guess let's try that. I'll buy only 24, which is actually almost enough to fill an entire inventory. Let's see if I can make back that money. Oh, level 11 fishing right away. Nice. Level 12 fishing. Level 13 fishing. These fishing levels are definitely coming by faster. Let's see if this pays off. Presumably I can get quite a bit more money, but we'll see just how much more. Oh, herrings are worth 7 coins. Sardines are worth 7 coins. How many can I sell? 7, Okay, immediately starts going down in value. It looks like I can sell 5 each time, and then I'll hop worlds. The last of the sardines and the last herring, and I get 150 gold from that, which normally you would think is not a big deal, but I should be able to get 50 bait now. 46, of course, it goes up value. Well, this lasts me a little while. Also, there's a bit of a conundrum, because the sardines are going to, the sardines are going to sell for more, but the shrimp are going to sell for less, and the sardines are kind of useless when cooked, because they only heal, I believe, 1 hit point, so I want the herrings and the sardines, which heal more, but again, they're worth more, and I guess at the moment I kind of just need money. We'll see once I get the fishing level. We'll do an inventory by inventory comparison, but for now, back to this. Level 14 fishing, only 1 more level to go. And that is level 15 fishing. So, let's see if we can check off one of these boxes right now. Just need to actually catch a sardine now. There we go, chunk task complete. I'm going to be doing this for a little while longer. We'll probably only show every 5 levels or so, unless there are any other revelations that come up. And then, the main thing is that I want to earn money. So I'm going to need quite a bit of it for the boats and getting everything that I need and whatnot. Also want food. So let's see, what are raw anchovies for? 10 coins versus 3 coins versus 7 coins. Let's see, 153 coins. I think with the rod and the bait, you get about 150 coins per inventory. Which, buying the 28 bait, which is about 90 coins, is really only 60 coins. But let's see what happens when we do an inventory of just a net. Got a full inventory of shrimp and anchovies. Let's see, I think I could sell 10 shrimp and 5 anchovies. Well, that's also about 150 gold per inventory. But that's actually 150 gold because I don't need to worry about the bait. Next, I think I'm gonna try selling some cooked food to the traders, because I would like to continue getting cooking experience as well. And that's level 15 cooking. Finishing up this inventory here, then gonna head over to try to sell it and see what you get for it. 0 coins for the shrimp, 2 coins for the anchovies. That is annoying. What I think I'm going to do is cook all the shrimp and sell all the anchovies. And that'll hopefully strike a good balance between cooking experience and GP. Level 20 fishing, frog random event, 20 cooking. $25 fishing, following that up with 25 cooking. I'm still working my way up to 43 cooking for the bass, but I did just realize that I passed over 1,500 coins, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that's about how much I need to get everything for the salvaging hook and unlock a house. I do plan on just outright buying the planks. I won't be using these sawmill coupons because I don't actually have a sawmill within my chunks, so it doesn't feel right to use those. But I also need another 15,000 gold more to actually buy the skiff, so it'll still be a little while yet. 30 fishing? Well, I got account check, which means I get a lamp. My first lamp on the account. I think I may have mentioned this already, but I'm planning on lamping Hunter. The reason I want to lamp Hunter is because of these guys, these red crabs. I need 21 Hunter to be able to build the traps here. I doubt I'm going to get to that anytime soon, but it would be nice to eventually be able to trap them. I have no idea what they actually get you, but I don't have anything else particularly that I care about lamping. Confirm Hunter. That's 10 Hunter experience. It's going to take another 8 lamps or so before I get to level 2, but then I should start picking up after that. 30 cooking. I decided to use up the bait that I had bought. Not going to buy any more after this. 35 fishing. Got a doctor check or random event. Strength potion might come in handy. Maybe. Is this worth anything? No. Well, that is 36 cooking. I bet you're wondering why I stopped at 36 cooking instead of 35 cooking. That's because 36 cooking is halfway to 43. I only need another 800 or so shrimp to get there. If you don't know how the RuneScape XP scaling goes, approximately every 7 levels you have to double your XP. Breaks down a bit at the lower levels, but at this point I think it's pretty close. Now what I've been doing each time is I've been getting just a full inventory of shrimp and anchovies. I've been coming over here, selling off a couple at their full price, and then heading back to my bank trust. I'm not hopping to sell the anchovies, because I want to stay on the same world to try to get random events. And random events only spawn, I believe, if you've been on the world long enough. I'm actually with the anchovies, because each anchovy is 10 gold. I'm almost to 5,000 coins, so I'm almost a third of the way to purchasing a skip. That's one of the big reasons I want random events, is so that it can boost my cash stack. Also, of course, lamps. Speaking of random events, I just recorded the clip talking about them. Alright, what did I get? I got a camo top. Oh, I think it's the first collection log I have on this account. Level 40 fishing. We have another sergeant. Alright, camo bottoms. No, yeah, I still just like my normal pants better. 40 cooking. 3 more levels to go. Almost done here. 41 cooking. 2 more levels to go, everyone. 45 fishing. 42 cooking. Just 1 more level to go. You know, this hasn't been an incredibly long grind, but it's definitely given me a new appreciation for other Onechunk grinds that I've seen. Alright, big level coming up. Just a couple of shrimp away from finally reaching. Level 43. Members can now cook bass. So I need a raw bass. I don't even know how much this costs. 40 coins. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Cooked bass. That's chunk task complete. Now, it occurred to me, and it really occurred to me like a couple of levels ago. I don't actually need to buy the skiff right away. I can just replace the cargo hold on the raft with the salvaging hook to gain access to salvaging. I still need level 15 sailing to do that, but I could just replace the cargo bay instead of trying to get to 15,000 coins. I think what happened is it kind of felt like construction in my head, where, because I unlocked them both at the same level, kind of like with construction where you unlock a room and a bunch of stuff to go with the room, you unlock the boat and the salvaging hook at the same time. So I kind of just linked those two together in my head. But that's not actually true. But I've already come this far. As mentioned, I have almost 11,000 coins right now. And plus, I don't need to cook 70% of it. I can just fish, bank, and then bulk sell. And so it should be pretty quick anyways. And besides, for all of you guys, it's already done. That's right, I have 16,904 coins. I needed 16,500, so I went a little over, but it's nice to have a little bit of extra money. I need to buy the bars, I need to buy the planks, and I need to buy the skiff itself. Oh, and some bronze nails, so I guess more than 16,500. But I have a couple hundred extra, so it should be good. I did have a little help from Rick Turpentine and Flippa. Rick just gave me, Rick gave me, I think, like 650 coins, and Flippa gave me cut emeralds, which I sold for another like 350 or something. So around about 1,000 coins. Anyways, we still need the sailing level. I'm only 6 sailing, and I need to get up to 15 sailing. And so, we're gonna need to do that somehow. Welcome back to the raft. Once again, I have this chunk, and way over here, this chunk unlocked. Which means I can't... There's nothing... there's no port tasks that I have access to. And so the only way that I can actually gain sailing experience is by sailing around. And eventually... I need to be careful about staying in this chunk, because I only have up to around here, up to around here, little past where this icon is. Here. So this, every now and then the wind catches, and you can trim sails. And that gives me like 10.5 sailing experience each time. And it also makes you go a little faster. So I'm gonna be at this for a little while. I need... it's only to 15 sailing, so it really shouldn't be that bad, but I do think it's gonna take a little while. Found this lost wooden crate. I don't know if I can... Oh, I can do stuff with what? I have... It appears to have been a shipment of construction supplies. You take the ones not damaged by water. Oh, huh. I have no idea what that was. It gave me a little bit of sailing experience, right? I guess I'll just keep an eye out for that. Neat. Oh, if you do notice on the mini-map though, I have marked the boundary of my chunk to try to make sure I don't leave it. Doesn't show up on the water, so I just have to pay attention to the map itself, but that should make it easier to tell where I am, relative to my chunks at least. Another lost wooden crate. I just missed that. So I did look this up to see exactly what it was. It's a random... Oh, hey, silver bar. Wow, nice. It looks to be almost like a random event for sailing. Oh, and is that also? Yeah, I'm now level 7. Wow, great timing on that. Anyways, the Lost Wooden Crate, along with a handful of other things, are kind of random sailing events that happen every so often. I won't be including them as far as chunk tasks go, at least not right now. Of course, if I do get anything from them that gives me access to something else, I will, but I won't need to find them for any of their resources or anything. But, for instance, I have a silver bar now. I guess I would need a tiara mold, and then also a furnace, and I would be required to make a tiara, if I had access to some method for gaining crafting experience. There are a number of other ones as well. I didn't totally look into what each one does, but most of them give you sailing experience of some kind. Maybe some resources and things. But 8 more levels to go. And, well, oh, actually, I think this is another one. It's not in my chunk. This will be level 8 sailing. Got another lost wooden crate. Let's see what's in this one. Ooh. Steel Scimitar. I actually think that might be my best in slot weapon. My previous best would have been an Iron Scimitar. Cool. Level 9 sailing. Oh, and hey, this is one of those sailing things. This gust of wind here. This is different from what I normally get, and I believe if I'm good with this, and I keep missing it, I believe I can hit this multiple times when outside my chunks a little bit. But I can hit that, stop navigating, start navigating again. But I saw one of those earlier and was playing with it without really realizing what it was. So I forgot to record it. But if you line it up right, you can get the XP from it, stop navigating, start navigating, get the XP from it again, and you can do that a number of times. And Level 10! Oh, I should also mention I've been using Entity Hider to hide like all the players around here. Turn that off. You'll see there's someone there. You may have noticed him on the mini-map or from other inconsistencies. There are other players around here. I'm using Entity Hider because especially on like the first day that sailing was released, and especially since I'm on like the sailing island, it was real crowded. But it doesn't look too bad right now. I might try keeping it on, so if you start seeing other players more often, that's why. Here is one of these things, I think. Okay. I don't entirely know what this does. Oh! Wait, did I just got an emerald, and it landed on my ship. Also, level 11 sailing. God, that was all great timing. Anyways, take the uncut emerald. Wow, have I been saying emerald? I meant sapphire. I should also explain for the speed boost from the wind why I stop navigating and then start navigating again when I can just unset the sails. Now that's because unsetting the sails doesn't prevent the wind from, or doesn't stop the wind from happening. Like here, if I just unset the sails and then set the sails again, it keeps going. But if I stop navigating and start navigating, it doesn't. And so, it might just be a placebo effect, but I think it resets whatever timer there is between those. If you're wondering exactly why I'm doing that, that's why. And it's also not like the speed boost does anything, for me at least. Talk to Ocean Man. I don't totally know what this is. Why can't I? Oh, maybe I shouldn't stop on top of him. Hello, do you need any help? Just soaking up the thirst of the land, man. Is that a no? Tell you what I mean. Oh. Holiday's better if you bring a couple of goofy friends along. Oh, okay. I got a fruit blast. Neat, I guess. That was interesting. I thought they were going to pull me into the water for some reason. There's a crate right there. Too far away from me, though. Didn't even realize it. That was level 12 sailing. 3 more levels to go. And that's level 13. As I exit my chunks by accident. Alright, I've been playing for a while, and so I thought I'd come on land to see if I could get a random event to spawn. And here's my first Leo event. Alright, got a zombie mask. A couple more of those, and we'll start getting lamps. Another lost wooden crate. What is it this time? Oh, mind runes. I think that'll actually be super useful. Well, I say super useful. It means I'll be able to have access to a little bit of magic. Level 14. One more level to go. Alright, so we are getting pretty close now to 15 sailing. Just a couple more wing dusts or something. This really hasn't been as much of a... hasn't been as long of a grind as the cooking and money grind was. But it definitely was more work, because it's very click intensive. I can't really AFK this at all, because I have to be constantly turning so that I don't accidentally go outside of my chunks. I'm also keeping a constant lookout for the ocean events. And here's, this might be enough for me. Let's see. No, I did that wrong. I need one more. Just one more. If I had gotten that there, that would have been 15. That would have been a 15 sailing. Oh well. I generally get, outside of things like that, I generally get like 2 wind gusts each lap, and just like that. That is 15 sailing, done and dusted. Can now captain a skiff, own 2 boats, dock in Port Piscarilius, salvage small shipwrecks, and build a bronze salvaging hook. And so, with that level, we have to leave our chunks to prepare for some things. Now that I'm here, now that I have 15 sailing, I am going to turn on the region lock, and I'm gonna do this in the gray depressing chunks. I'm gonna use the Lumbridge home teleport for probably the only time ever. I want to go to Lumbridge specifically because at the top of the floor here, I need, let's see, I need 4 normal planks and 6 bronze bars. And over here, if you'll know, there are 4 logs right here. I actually thought there were only 3 and I was gonna have to hop worlds. So I have the 4 logs. I also need money for this. And now we need to make our way to Varrock. Honestly, this feels weird not being on a boat now. The boats have wide turning radiuses. You don't have that when running. Almost to the sawmill. So, 4 logs for 4 planks. Now, we need to go buy a bronze bar. To do that, we're going to head to Karamja. Which means we need to actually go to Port Sarim and take the boat to Karamja. Oh, I didn't even realize I completed an easy task in Varrock. Oops. Oh, and while we're here, I'm gonna pick up some Fashionscape. It doesn't do anything for me besides be cute. Now, with Best in Slot Fashionscape, we need to make our way to Port Sarim. And then we need to make our way to all the way over here. It's going to... Oh. I'm not going to go that way because that, I think costs more. Well, actually no, maybe it's only... I think that might be only 30 coins. The RD ship, from RD to here, this ship, because I know I use that a lot on my main, this is only 30 coins, so I'm betting this is probably only 30 coins as well. You know, for some reason I thought this would be faster. I forgot how slow it is to move around as a new account. Because normally I can just teleport everywhere. I'm only combat level 3. There was a highwayman over there that I'm sure would have... Oh, this might be a bit of trouble, honestly. Because there's gonna be a bunch of things in the jungle that want to kill me. Hopefully I can avoid everything. Yep, only 30 coins, sweet. Let's go to Brimhaven. Okay, I think I'm in the clear. I think there might be a couple of things over here that could kill me. God, this would suck to die, actually. I'm a hardcore... Oh, Mogres. Huh. But, a hardcore status right now, this would be an awful way to lose it. Finally made it here. 12 coins each. And I need 6. 5 and 6. And I can get the bronze nails and rope on the Pandemonium. Oh. House portal. That reminds me. I need to go purchase a house. The reason I need a house is because a lot of these sailing facilities require construction. So these two don't. So I'm able to actually build these without a house. But for like the range, oak cargo hold, these all have construction requirements as well. You're the mahogany homes person. You're the estate agent. I get a house. 1,000 coins. Yes. Alright. But I now have a house. So now I have construction unlocked. At some point, depending on how things go, I may leave again to unlock Herblore, but we'll see. And I was scared of this guy before. Highwayman, the Scourge of Noobs. Anyways, almost back here. Actually, yeah, I can just sail to the Pandemonium with this guy. That'll be much faster anyways. And we are back in allowed chunks. Now, to actually purchase our skiff. Alright then, let's do this thing. Let's see, we need 4 planks, check. 6 bronze bars, check. 16 bronze nails, which I can get at the boat customization place, at the shipyard. And 1 rope, which I do not have here. Let's go give McAtlas a visit. Ah, there it is, okay. Now I just need the 16 bronze nails. Oh, I also need a hammer and saw, but I can also get that at the shipyard. And off to Junior Gym. Buy a skiff. That guy just flew off to Farlamore. Alright, buy a boat, Junior Gym. Skiff. 15,000 coins. Sailing level 15. Player capacity 5, crew capacity 2, facility slot 7. And it is 2x5 ship. Buy 1. Brand new boat has been delivered to the Pandemonium. There we go, that's your new boat all set up. Don't forget, you can kit it out as much as you fancy over at the shipyard. Just check in with Seb if you need a hand once you're there. I'd like to customize it now. That is chunk goal complete. Purchased a skiff. And Seb, you sell nails, which are not that expensive. So 5 bronze nails. 16 bronze nails. Yeah, 16 bronze nails. And board, gangplank. Okay, we got a bunch of facility slots here. We already have a cargo hold. I don't know what these symbols are. I mean, that's a cannon. I wonder if these are anything. And this is... If I hit build facility slot. Okay, yeah. So this can only build salvaging hooks and looks like trawling nets. This one, an inoculation station, a disease neutralizing station for countering fetid waters. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that. That requires like a bunch of quests to be able to get. Well, maybe it doesn't require quests to get that. I don't know, anyways. Definitely not something I can do now. That's a cannon spot. Oh. Range, cannons, kegs, wind catcher, teleport focus. What's this then? Oh. Huh. Chum station. Chum station, a station that can be used to spread basic fish offcuts into the sea while deep sea trawling. I need lead to be able to do any trawling. I also need access to a trawling area, I think, so I can't really do that. Okay. And this one is... Wait, these are all different things. These? What about this one in the back? Anchor, wind catcher... No. Anyways, let's build that salvaging hook now. Pre-requirement, 1 deck handiness. Oh. Build bronze salvaging hook. Oh, hey. And that's 2 construction. Nice. What can I modify the cargo bay into? Replace it. with other cargo bays. Okay. Well, now that we are done here, let's actually try this. I'm gonna deposit all of this stuff. And then let's board our ship, our brand new ship, the Serene Siren. Board. This is nice. This is much better than my raft. Let's try this out. So there are, my understanding is that there are these salvaging spots. They only last so long, and you need to find the ones that are up like this. So if I go over here and stop now, am I close enough? I don't know if I'm close enough. Deploy the salvaging hook. Absolutely. Oh. Okay, well, it just went away right as I was about to. But this one came up. See, that one was down, and that one was up. Now that one's down, this one's up. There is our first piece of salvage, and our second piece of salvage. And I'm going to just get a full inventory of this. Well, actually, can I store this in the cargo hold? I can. Yeah, I can posit the salvage. Okay. I'm going to get a full inventory and a full cargo hold, and we will be back once I've done that. Ah, cheeky little 16 sailing. Alright, so I think that's about it. Have a full inventory of salvage. Also have a full cargo bay of salvage. Looks like it can hold about 30 items. So if we make our way back to port, we can actually do something with it. So we have this salvaging station here, and if I click on it, it should start. Alright. Let's see. Bronze cannonballs, oak logs, air runes, iron cannonballs. Oh, wait. Boat bomb? That's, well, I guess chunk task complete. That's like almost a 1 in 700 drop. Sweet. Oh, also 17 sailing. Nice. So this is everything from our first inventory. A couple of bars, couple of planks, couple of other things, including the boat bottle, which is awesome. Honestly, looking a lot better than I was expecting. Now I just need to grab the rest from the cargo hold. So, second inventory complete. More of the same, more or less. The cargo hold, somewhat annoyingly, holds 30, so there are 2 left, and I want to grab those. Also, I do owe, 4 planks and 6 bronze bars for the salvaging hook, but I am going to toss those out once I have all of them at the same time, so that I can do it in one go rather than in bits and pieces here. But this is actually looking pretty good. So, this is everything that we've gotten so far. These first couple of things are from the ocean events, but everything else is from the salvage. Got cannonballs, logs, runes, nails, plagues, spars, even the boat bottle. It's all looking pretty good. And thus ends episode 1 of Portlock. We've made quite a bit of progress so far. We've completed a number of chunk tasks, as well as set ourselves up for next episode to begin the salvaging grind in earnest. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.